Get done. I was sort of waiting to see if you looked like I froze, but I didn't. Episode 25, we're at a quarter of 100, 1 quarter of 100, or halfway to 50. Whatever you want to look at it, Gav.
We'll go with
I think it doesn't really matter.
We'll go with the glass half full sort of approach, wouldn't we?
Do you know what I look like? Do you know what I think? The glass is refillable, Gavin. The glass is refillable. Stole that for somebody else, so I didn't think of that myself. Thanks everybody for listening, as usual, and thanks to Tony for coming on. I'll break the news. I'll tell everybody, Gavin. I know we're getting hundreds of messages about PTs wanting to come on and talk to us, but we're putting an end to that for a while because I think at least, I wish I'd counted it now before we started, 10 maybe 11 podcasts have all been PTs and stuff like that, innit? Is it? Do you think it's that many, or am I lying?
Nah, I don't think it's that many.
No, that many?
I don't think so. I mean, well, take an example like Max's episode. Max is a PT, but we didn't talk so much about that because he's football. Do you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
But I'll probably say about 5.
A substantial chunk of the podcast has been PTs.
25%. Episode.
Aye, glass is half full.
Yeah, it's half full. But it was a good way to go it though for the PT section, wasn't it? Because
we've stormed through it. Aye, and we finished with Tony, who's probably one of the best well-known or PTs about, really.
Incredible shape, isn't he?
Aye. How many times have you trained since he's been on? None.
I've even thought about training since he's been on.
Have you know? Do you want to give
No, I've thought about it, but I've not done a thing.
At least you're thinking about it now, mate. That's good. That's good.
But he is inspiring.
For those of you watching us on YouTube, you can see we're back on Zoom. I've been kicked out the office.
Didn't pay his rent.
Didn't pay my rent. And I've even when I was a PT, I tried to avoid paying rent. So I'm true to form. If anything, I've not.
You got away with it right enough, didn't you? You got away with it for a while.
No, shut up. I've always paid my rent.
Did you tell the real story?
What story?
Why we're known the same in the office?
Aye, because I forgot. Aye. Right, we'll tell. It's my fault. Miscommunication.
What's on the agenda of the day then?
We'll talk about football because we like football. I'm slowly getting more interested in it. I have no bothered my rear end with it at all. Then we'll move on to a wee bit of kind of current events, a couple of questions that I want to ask you, you want to ask me, and then a question that I sent just before we came on that you better have an answer for at the end.
I'm trying to rack my brains, but I don't know. But anyway, I'll figure it out. We'll deal with it when it comes to it.
Aye.
So we'll start off with the...
Aye, start, man. Let's get into it. More people see we procrastinate on this. We're a
Who says that?
oiled machine.
What's their name?
Stop listening.
Probably best place to start off is maybe the Champions League final tonight, isn't it? So what's your predictions of that? Champions League final, so Bayern playing PSG.
I know. I just found that out yesterday.
Did you?
Aye. I've been keeping tabs on it. I know obviously Barca get absolutely romped, and I don't think PSG will win it. I think that's the only that full team is just built to them and Man City, the two teams that it looks like the other one today is win the Champions League.
Aye, and then I
just feel like I just don't think they'll do it. Where has it been played? Do you know?
Lisbon.
It's always got that game in it.
Portugal.
Is that how that's how they've opened up the flight path?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, it's better. That's a big money maker.
Aye, for the wee local sort of bars and stuff.
Aye.
I think. Do you know? I think just before we get into that, do you know? I think you've got to be a bit mental, man, to go away. Like, obviously, everybody, especially people who go on holiday a lot, are like dying to get away. I would be too nervous, but to think, well, I'm just going to get stuck there for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Remember, I rebooked a holiday and everything opened back up and then it get cancelled again. I feel like you've remembered that halfway through your sentence and you thought,
I definitely did. I thought, fuck, Kenny's going on holiday.
I'm saying too daft. I'm meant to begin away in October, huh?
Where?
October, meant to begin away again.
Where is that again?
It's Palma. It's a nice wee hotel. Anyway, we're already off track, man. This is why people tune it.
That's
sorry,
guys. That's what it's all about.
I reckon it'll be a Neymar will get a red card tonight. because you'll take a huff because he's getting beat about 4-0.
Aye. Well, it's funny because I've already put a prediction on Twitter for us without consulting you, and I said 4-1 to Bayern.
Oh, wow.
Close, mate.
Very close. We're well educated in the football world.
Do you know what I hope happens though? I hope PSG score. I hope Neymar scores first, and he's like, "No, I'm going to win this," and then he doesn't, and he'll be raging because he's can't stand.
It's a hard team to beat Bayern, isn't he?
Aye. I think just German teams in general, they're just set up a different way, aren't they?
I feel it's not as if they focus on one thing and one thing only. They focus on everything. They're good, strong defensively. Anyway,
you just didn't know what else to say, you know.
I just couldn't think of anything else. That's what making a fool of myself on the interweb.
But no, I'm going. I'm 95% sure that Bayern will. 99% sure Bayern will win by a good few goals, I think.
And then
so
if it's empty, post and it will be Leon 6-1 or something. Leon, sorry. Oh, right, can we start again? Just turn this off.
Well, if it's anything to go by what the Europa League final was like, then we're in for a bit of a treat.
They pure hate the Champions League, didn't they? Sevilla, they just hate it. They don't want to play in it. They're no interest in it.
I think that's the 7th time they've won it or something, the Europa League.
In the last so many years, I think they've won it. No, 11. I was going to say 11 times there, but no.
I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it coming up on the telly at the start of the game. That might have been their 8th or something, but they'd won it. They'd won it 3 games, and then they won 2 years in a row. I think they went to penalties. I don't know if it was in a row, but they won 2 years and won on penalties, and then they won another 3.
Aye,
sure.
They've won everything, mate. They just thought they win. And I was trying to find out list of it, so it's just that's all the finals. Wikipedia. Do you just want a wee snippet information?
It just takes you in a big whirlwind.
Everything, mate. Just
and half it's a lot of shite as well. It's not even true.
Because MD can edit it. I'm going to go on and edit it now. They've won it the most anyway, because that's what they do. They go into Champions League, tapped out 3rd place, then just romp. It was a good game. It was a good. I didn't watch it. I just watched highlights, and it looked like a really good game.
It was. I think I watched it, and the within I can't remember how many minutes, like 6 minutes or something. And I got a penalty, and it was a goal, and then a couple of minutes later again, Sevilla up scoring, and I was like, oh yes, and it was an entertaining game. It was good.
Who took Inter's penalty?
Lukaku.
What was this thing about? You see that right halfway? Hit the there. He took a few paces and he's done a mad stammer as if he's going to shake your ref.
I don't know. No, I've never seen that. He's a pure powerhouse, so imagine coming up against somebody like him.
He's pure changed his career. He's pure. What's the word I'm looking for here? Reignited his career. We're going to get hasn't he?
Aye. He just equalled Fat Ronaldo's record.
Whoa, don't call him Fat Ronaldo.
That's what he's called.
He's the original Ronaldo.
The OG Ronaldo.
OG, mate.
He 34 goals in a season. And he's just that's what Ronaldo's record was for Inter, and in his first season, his debut season, 34 goals. And Lukaku, that was his 34th goal that he scored.
I don't know why he didn't work for him at Man U. Do you?
Nah, I don't. But he's just I don't know, because I remember he played for. He went to West Brom. I think he was on loan. He went to West Brom and he was like amazing for them, like our best player.
When he played for Man U, when he was a Man U player, or did he go from Everton to West Brom, back to Everton, then to Man U?
No idea. I can't remember what. I don't know if he went. I think he went on. Oh, it was Chelsea. It was Chelsea.
He played for Chelsea. He played for Chelsea at some point, didn't he?
He was a Chelsea player, but he was out on loan like 3 or 4 seasons or something like that in a row. And I went to West Brom, and I remember seeing him. And I was like, he's brilliant. And he was back and just doesn't get a game.
Chelsea have done that with so many players.
Mate, Chelsea have got the most amount of youth players ever. Like they could have their loanee players, or loan players, sorry, could form a team for every other club in England. Like they've got that many. I want to say something like 300 odd players or something.
Really?
Aye, it's ridiculous. You're going.
I think. See, I'm going to look. See if you were a club and you seen Chelsea buy a player that was really good and then no make it, you'd snap him up right away because you know he's going to be an absolute worldie, man.
I know.
So who's that? De Bruyne, Salah, Lukaku. Who else is there? They've all played for Chelsea.
They've all played for Chelsea.
They'll play for Chelsea and then they've come away.
Who's the biggest one? De Bruyne or Salah? I would say Salah.
I would say Salah, no.
Because he went to Roma, didn't he? And he was absolutely frightening.
He's stinking, man.
Horrible. No, amazing.
But he was meant to be. All Chelsea, all players playing at Chelsea now.
Even like I think it's quite rare. I think that's what's so promising about Billy Gilmore. Me, a young Scottish boy, he came up through Rangers Academy, didn't he? And went down there, and he's playing first team football. He's injured just now, but he was playing up until the COVID thing. It
was on Twitter, wasn't it? Twitter. That's when I started getting into Twitter.
Then you fell away from it again.
Fell away from it. It's not getting you like all that. It's just giving me all the club players that are there now. So,
but the Europa League final. So we had. I was like positive that Inter were going to win. I just couldn't see. I don't know why. I don't know. I really thought Inter. Everybody I spoke to thought Inter as well. But then, did you see Sevilla's manager?
No.
I mean, they won. No. So Sevilla's manager. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was
Mr.
Real Madrid.
That's his name.
Mr. Europa. He was the Real Madrid manager for like 4 weeks or something, 3 weeks. Got punted, and then he was a Spain manager and on. Then he worked out and blah blah blah. So when he won the Europa League, that was his first trophy he's ever won. So first silverware.
Oh, really?
And he was pure in tears. Yeah, like so emotional. So were all the players. They were all greeting and stuff.
It's the second biggest cup in club football, isn't it? So
aye.
Win that. That's
I'd say the SPL.
You're lying, man. you are really, really lying.
Especially 10 of them in a row.
I mean, it's a long. You don't think it's going to happen anyway?
Don't. Especially after performances, I just don't see it.
You need to keep seeing it, and then Rangers might draw every week.
I know. Aye, that's true. Last time I said it, and
we can finish there. That's why I've not been back to your house.
Aye, but it was a good game though. Enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the game tonight. You going to watch it?
Probably no, mate. No, it's on Sky or something. It's not. Is it on normal telly?
Nah, I don't think so. It'll be BT Sport. Aye.
BT. Aye, sorry, it'll be BT. The wee stick king in that. No, did you know 50? It'll be 3 on BT Sport, won't it? Is that not part of the deal? Remember?
Might be. Oh, I done it. Put it on YouTube, didn't they, or something?
Aye.
There you go, mate.
Aye. Might watch it. Probably not.
Aye. I always get this thing where when it comes to the weekend or something, and I don't know, Man U are playing Norwich. I'm like, I'm watching Man U game and I put it on for 15 minutes and I'm like, I just lose interest. Aye. I think it's because it's not my team, you know what I mean? But I could watch Celtic all day, but...
Do you think you could? Do you think you really could though? Like, do you think you get fed up yet? Or do you think...
I need to take a wee pee break, but I could watch it.
Can you pee yourself? No?
Just put my big nappy on.
I'm trying to see it now. Champions League final is available to live stream on the BT Sport app. There's no saying anything about...
No saying about free. You probably get it on YouTube.
Oh, it's available. YouTube available to all. There you go. It's available to all on YouTube.
Brilliant. Sorted.
There you go, mate.
But speaking about BT Sport, have you ever seen the...
What a segue. What a segue. That's got to be admired. We didn't even plan for that to run that out. It was brilliant.
Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton going at it with each other.
Aye.
Funny one.
Aye.
Funny stuff.
You,
Robbie Savage.
That was brilliant.
Robbie Savage is...
a pellet.
I'm not a big fan. Aye. I was going to watch what I said there just in case he said, "Oh, come on," and I'll be like, "Oh, you're the best guy ever. Come on the podcast."
You're the best pal, no.
But no, he's a fan. He is. I don't like him. He's so cocky, man.
I would have him on a podcast, but
just to slate him.
I find that I never know as a football player. I never really knew much about him, and it's just his punditry is pure. It's just dead in your face and dead. Nothing's right unless I say it's right, and Just he talks. Like, sometimes Michael Owen just makes a complete fool of himself and all, didn't he?
Oh, wait, speaking of pundits, did you see Paul Ince last week? They were talking, oh fuck, who was the player? They were basically saying, should they have statues of whatever player it was outside their stadium? And he's like, well, you don't see Arsenal with Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp, statues outside. And you're like, they have got statues outside them.
They have definitely got statues.
And it was so funny. He must have been saying that and then thought, fuck.
Oh no.
I'm live on BT Sport and I've just.
Were you watching it? Were you watching it live? Or was it
no, I seen it on Twitter. Usual.
Oh, I got talk. I'd love to have seen where he went for there if he was like, aye.
See, to be fair, I wouldn't have known because I didn't know they had statues of Henry and all that outside the stadium.
I would have definitely got one of Henry. I don't know. I know that Dennis Bergkamp. Don't know about him.
I think it was Bergkamp. See, I don't even know. But I wouldn't have known any different. But obviously, just seen it on Twitter.
You think a guy that's his job. Like, your job isn't to know about football all the time. That's why I'll sit here and go, I don't know. But, if your job is football, man, Jesus, you should be well and truly clued up about that. I like Chris Sutton. I'm on the fence with Chris Sutton sometimes. I feel like he does go out his way to wind people up.
He does, but that's why I like him. I mean, I think I like him because obviously he's a Celtic player, and he just goes out his way to wind people up, and people bite to him so much. Like when Celtic drew the second league game, he against Kilmarnock, he just wrote on Twitter like, "Oh fuck, that's a league done now, isn't it?" Not like just so everybody's they don't know if he's been serious or if he's. You know what I mean, well, you know he's not, but I love listening to him.
I think he's alright because he doesn't. People bring down Scottish football. Like, he kind of talks up a wee bit, and
definitely
people try and talk down in front of me. He kind of kicks in like, no, don't say that. But
speaking about that, I was on Twitter a couple of years ago, and Edouard was trending. Odds on Edouard. So I clicked in. I watched some of the comments. I read through some of the comments. There was this guy, and he said something basically called the SPL a bum league. And
a bum league.
Bum league, aye, shite league.
Bum. See it there.
Aye, and I couldn't help myself, so I came after the Emerge podcast. I came after the Emerge one and went on to my personal one.
Just date on that, man, anyway.
I was just like, when are people going to learn that? So that, and I listed a couple of players like Van Dijk, Wanyama, I can't remember, a couple of other players.
That was it. I bombarded them with players. It was just player after player, and I named these two.
And then a few people I'm still getting notifications now, actually.
Are you trending now?
Maybe, hopefully.
Is that the vibrating your phone? Is that the vibrating your phone? That was just on Twitter.
Can you hear my phone vibrating now?
I did. I heard it once. That's it.
No, so I said Van Dijk, Wanyama, Tierney, Stuart Armstrong, Fraser Foster, and then other people chipping in like John McGinn, Andy Robertson, Ryan Fraser, Scott Sinclair. Like, I don't know why they've got this thing that Scottish football is shite. I think it's more entertaining for me. Like, it's faster, it's more aggressive.
A lot of people I know, they say they prefer the Scottish League because there's goals, there's loads of goals.
Aye.
It's no just one team has been running away with it for many years now, but I still don't know when it comes to like Livingston away, like the Rangers. It's a hard place to go, isn't it? It isn't easy. Aberdeen, if Aberdeen, Hearts isn't in the league anymore, but these stadiums when they're packed, I've never been to an away game. I've not been to many away games. Have you been to?
Not really, to be honest. No. I don't really. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was in like the Green Brigade or something like that, it'd be a good laugh getting a bus up, a supporters bus up, and travelling and having a day. But I've not got an urge to drive fucking 4 hours up to Inverness and nah. Not really, but I applaud people who do. Some people love that. But, you heard of Paul the Tim?
Paul the Wim.
Paul the Wim, aye. Paul the Jim. I think he's only missed something like 2 games in fucking.
No way.
I don't even know what age he is, 25, 30 or something. He's only missed 2 away games since he started. Got to see Celtic. Goes to every game, every Champions League. He goes to like fucking when we played. I can't remember the name of the team, but it was in Kazakhstan. And he flew to Kazakhstan and all that.
Some Kazakhstani team. That's mad, isn't it? How he must be in some amount of debt or have an absolute belter of a job.
I think he works in Asda.
Think somebody's
probably just
he's got another job. Another kind of job. Another earner.
I know. But aye, it's to be admired, isn't it? Spending all that money and time.
If you love something that much, man, then
I'd like to see clubs. Let's see if you've got a fan who does stuff like that and pumps. So he's spending £600 a year on a season ticket, plus all his flights to go away, plus all these tickets for the Champions League games or Europa League games or whatever, cup games, old firms, whatever. And I would quite like to see a club give something back to him. You know what I mean? Like these super fans.
There was a club, the Liverpool club or something like that. I think it was at Liverpool. There was this fan that he'd been a season ticket holder for so long that they gave him a season ticket for life. I think he was quite old, knowing they're not getting a 20-year-old a season ticket. I mean, but
no daft, are they?
Aye. But you need to, once you give one, see if you give one person something like that, then what about me? It's just going to cause a bombardment.
Aye. My granddad used to go, and my dad used to go, now I go. Aye. No, definitely. But aye. Remember we talked about that? Robbie Savage, wasn't it? No, it was the SPL calling it the bum league.
The SPL being a bum league, and then they were talking about Chris Sutton being the defender of Scottish football in BT Sport.
Aye. Did you see, obviously, the game yesterday? I watched Celtic Dundee United, and it was nothing each up until the 85th minute or something like that. Shiting myself. The boy we signed, Albion Ajeti from West Ham, came on and scored first goal for the club. But did you see have you ever heard about the Albanian president? He's like a pure massive Celtic fan for some bizarre reason. Swear to God.
You know that. Is this something that's trending on Twitter as well?
No, this has been going on for, I think we played an Albanian club in the Champions League or something. I can't remember. And he got on really well with Celtic fans out like in a bar or something. Or he was out like doing something and all the Celtic fans were all... So he's became this fucking Celtic fan. And he tweeted yesterday after Ajeti scored, and he was like, "Oh, so proud because Ajeti's Albanian. Like, I'm so proud that he scored his first goal for the club." And he's writing "Hail, Hail" at the end of his tweets and all that. And he's like, "Swear to God, mate." His name, I think his name's, I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Ier Meta. Go on and look at it. It's funny, man. He's obsessed with Celtic. I always say obsessed, but he's a fan. But it's good to see the president. You know what I mean? Imagine Donald Trump being coming out and being like, "Money Bears."
You know what I mean? I'd rather have my president tweeting a football team than fucking Donald Trump tweeting about injecting yourself with bleach. Do you know what I mean?
He's fucking doing that. See that whole thing we all talked about, like,
area as well. You say like tap on.
See, aye.
That's mad.
Did you see Donald Trump the other day? See that Ghislaine Maxwell, who was associated with Jeffrey Epstein?
Right, okay.
And it's all that sort of stuff. So that Donald Trump was obviously kind of, I wouldn't say he was associated with them, but they definitely were in each other's company a few times and whatever. And somebody in the press had asked him about it. You know, like, would he make a Ghislaine Maxwell, getting jailed or whatever? And he was like, "I don't really know too much about it. Bullshit. But I just want to wish her all the best," or something like that. If you get any idea what she's in jail for, do you know what I mean? Child prostitution and stuff. Like,
I know we always talk about Joe Rogan. I was listening to that. There was a guy had on. I think he's a comedian, quite a heavy guy. He was.
David Cho, was it? No,
he's not comedian. No, he was talking about it with Tim Dillon.
Tim Dillon, aye.
He was talking about it, and he's saying that's just the way rich people talk. Like, rich people are just, I wish him all the best. Like, take care. Like, this is just rich people being like rich people, but he's a president. He shouldn't really be commenting on it at all.
Aye.
He should just totally refuse to comment on it, because the minute you comment on something like that, you just get backlash, man. You just stay well clear of it. But that Tim Dillon thinks that all this thing's true, like the island, and obviously Disney say that this pandemic's a hoax, and this is just to stop Tom Hanks being hung, drawn and quartered for being a paedophile. He's just saying it's madness.
That is crazy.
And he finds it funny. He's like, I think Donald Trump is at the top of the ladder when it comes to salesmen. If you're a salesman, you aim to be Donald Trump because he is like, he could sell you your own shit back. Like that's what he's saying. Like, it's unbelievable what this guy can do.
Definitely. You seen
I found the Albanian Prime Minister, or whatever it is, President, tweeting. He said he comes on and saves the day.
Aye. Hail.
Hero of the match. Hail, 4-leaf clover, 4-leaf clover.
Oh, what a legend that.
Hashtag Duff sell. Unbelievable, man. Sitting watching an empty stadium, Dundee. Good on him. Not much going on in Albania, is there?
You definitely didn't watch it, did you?
No.
But did you watch Open Goal with Kieran Tierney on it?
No. Right, I saw the video. I saw the start when Kev's kidding on, he's picking somebody up. But he's kidding on, he's picking somebody up and steps in with a big KT. Aye. What was it? Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
I watched it. As soon as it came out, I was waiting at 5 o'clock on the Monday. Like,
oh yeah, come on, come on, get it on. What was his name?
Slaney.
Aye, what was he like? Was he
funny?
Aye. He must have known it. He must have known he's coming on.
Aye, of course he did. It's just a wee sort of.
What was Tierney saying about life down south?
He said he really struggled until pretty much till lockdown. He was really homesick and stuff because he still lived with his mum and dad, so he wasn't. Aye, wow. In Motherwell, so he was getting ready to move out when the whole interest came for Arsenal and the bids and all that kind of stuff, and he's like, I didn't think it was going to happen. And then obviously it did kind of thing, so he had to move down south, and just said he really struggled because when he went down, he's like, obviously his boyhood club was Celtic, so although he grew up probably watching like Scott Brown and stuff, when he became part of that team, he felt quite at home because they're all Scottish boys, most of them, you know what I mean, and they're all good changing room and stuff. But then get into a changing room with all these fucking superstars, you know what I mean, like Aubameyang and Lacazette. And
I wonder about that changing room because see them at players at Arsenal, the majority of them are foreign, like a lot of French. So I wonder if they speak English in that changing room or if they all speak French. Or...
Aye, I don't know how it works, but he said, I think Cy Ferry asked him like, who do you get on with the most kind of thing, when you're like, who's your go-to player? And he's like, well, when I first joined, Hector Bellerin was injured and I was injured, so we done quite a lot of rehab together and stuff. So I think they're quite close. And he said they were asking him as well, like, what's the most impressive players like in training and games and stuff. And he's like, see the young kids, like they're unbelievable, like Saka and
the
young boys they're in the first team, like Willett and stuff like that. Like he says, their technique is just unbelievable, man. They've got everything.
Shaka, is that the boy always gets a yellow card? All the time. So how is he so good? He's just that good. He's just be fine.
Aye.
He's a yellow.
Did she know what's really weird about that? Do you remember? I think it was a World Cup that because Granit Xhaka plays for Switzerland, I think, but his brother, something else Xhaka, whatever his first name is, plays for Albania, and they played against each other. And I'm like,
did they?
These are brothers.
That is weird. But that is
chosen a different.
Cool that their granda and
aye.
Found that interesting. Really liked watches, so he moved to Switzerland.
I'm pretty sure that's why he moved to Switzerland. Nothing to do with the tax.
No, it's no tax free. You get a free watch every year.
Yeah, free watch.
So I didn't know Tierney still stayed in Motherwell, so he was travelling from Motherwell to, is it Lennoxtown, isn't it?
Lennoxtown, aye.
Can he drive, or was he getting a lift off his mum and dad? What do you think?
No, he drives, aye.
Okay.
Aye, but he said the biggest thing that fucking annoys me, because he says that like the hardest thing was getting all the stick for the fans, like he was getting caught a Judas and somebody spray painted Judas like near his house and stuff like that, and
that's sad, isn't it?
He's been a Celtic fan for massive Celtic fan, was a good servant in the club, like we got 25 million for him, your left back, young Scottish boy.
Just all you've done is put time into him. There's no to pay for him or anything like
that. And Kev Kell made a good point. He's like, you never know what's in the corner. Like, you could have 3 good seasons and then you're shite and you're never going to get a move. He's like, so you need to take these opportunities when they come.
Wouldn't it be nice to hear about it? Somebody saying that to you, like, all right. Cheers, mate.
I know.
I think
he said he's scared.
Because remember Is it Boomsong?
Boomsong.
Remember, did he go to Newcastle for Rangers?
Don't know.
No, am I thinking the same player?
I think he did play for Newcastle.
Let me
anyway,
check for you. He came out publicly after he left the club saying, I used the Rangers as a stepping stone to get to the Premier League, and everybody's like, oh, right, okay, they're totally fine with that. But a young boy putting all his life up until that point into Celtic, and then people start calling him Judas and just being horrible individuals.
He's getting all his threats and stuff. So that's what he says. Somebody asked him, I think it was Si or Slaney asked him, have you been back to Parkhead or back to Motherwell? And he's like, no, I'm too scared to go back.
Did they all laugh when he said that, or was it quite a serious moment?
No, it's quite a wee bit of a serious one. But they're just like, that's bizarre, isn't it? Like,
sad. It's
football. It's football. Do you know what I mean?
You only get a 15, 20 year career if you're lucky in football. And what's he made to do after that? Just like Celtic all his days, get paid a quarter, maybe a fifth of the money that he could. And then what he'll be in the tax season.
Sure, his wages.
A high five isn't he going to pay his bills, is it?
I'm sure he was reported at 75 grand a week he got for that move to Arsenal. Right?
What was he on at Celtic? He was only about 10 because he was
10 or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But you're right, mate. Boomsong did move for Rangers to Newcastle, right?
That was when I used to follow the club quite well.
Back in 2004,
I think
2005.
I think Graham Souness was the manager at the Newcastle at the time.
Oh, was he?
There you go.
And then he moved to Juventus.
Oh, did he? Didn't he know that? Because he did. I was just to say, there was a Rangers fan at the time, wasn't he? Following our clubs.
Rangers daft you.
So, you think Morelos is away? Here's a good question. Put it this way. What's the percentage? Who's more likely to leave? Edouard for Celtic or Morelos for Rangers?
I'd probably say Morelos because Morelos, he just seems as if it's gone. I think he wants to leave. Edouard, I think, not just because I'm a Celtic fan, I think he's a better player, like in all round. So
I would rather. I think Morelos is a type of player. See if you can put up with all your shite and
he's just a pain in the arse,
patience. Yeah, saying he'll do really well for you, and you just let him be. You know that way they say some players just need to give them that wee bit of slack.
Had to get the best of them.
Aye, but that's not going to work in a changing room, really, is it?
It
shouldn't. But Edouard seems to be a complete package, doesn't he? Seems more.
I think Aston Villa are sizing up a £30 million bid for Edouard as well. So,
wow.
What are you going to do?
Is it true that half of that fee will go to PSG?
I don't know. It might be inserted in a sell-on clause or something, sell-on fee. I don't know, but no doubt that's what Celtic are good at, is getting these second-hand fees when somebody else goes. I mean, like Van Dijk, when he went for Southampton and Liverpool, they got like 10 million or something for it.
Aye, I think it's PSG that have put a clause in his contract saying if he leaves yours.
Aye, you'll get 5% or something.
50, I think, mate.
50%?
Aye, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck off.
Aye. No, I don't need to swear, mate. It's not me. I'm just saying. I'm just reporting the.
Fuck's sake, Kenny.
Fake news.
Fake news, aye. 50%. That seems off a high for a sell-on clause. 50%. No, 15%.
I don't, Gav. Maybe.
Right, Odson, get your contract out. Let's have a read.
Aye, give me a phone. I'll phone him. But I had that, but I'm going to stop saying that. I think the Castori shirts are fine. We just need to draw a line under it. Everybody stop talking about it. Let's just really focus on what's important, and it's.
Have you seen the pictures?
Aye. So it was the collar here I seen. It was the collars like made in China, made in Turkey.
Aye, but they're totally different.
Oh, they're so different. They're so the colours, the pattern, everything.
How can you get away with that?
If I say if you are lucky enough to have a made in China top, then it's limited edition. That's what you say. Everything. If it's made in Turkey, that's made in the masses. You're unlucky. You weren't quick enough. So if you have, it's if you've got a made in China top, you are one of the lucky few people who have a limited edition Rangers top. That's it.
The whole point of these shirts is it's a replica shirt. It should look the way the players have it on a game. Do you know what I mean? They've
got tiers, Alex. Like so. Oh, nearly lost whatever it was there. A proper fitted replica shirt now is like 90 quid, or you can have the 70 quid one.
Is that right? Aye.
I think so. Maybe I'm.
I've not bought a football top in
Dear fa, but
Years.
you used to get the pure tight-fitted one that the players
That's
wear.
why I don't buy them, mate.
Oh, and I'm not complimenting.
You want to see
any
my
of
handles? Just for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, because I'm sure there'll be a couple that maybe haven't followed the story. So Castor or Castori or however you want to call it, were the new Rangers kit supplier, and basically people have kind of clocked on. So basically they've been selling shirts obviously in their store and stuff like that, superstores, and they've got different patterns, different colours, basically different shirts. But some of them are made in Turkey, some are made in China. The Castori came out and released a statement to say like, oh, there was a problem with shipping and stuff, and I just don't think they could cope with the demand. To be fair,
I don't think you're right.
Did you see the school jumpers? But
no.
You don't see that one. Castor have used it's basically a school jumper, and they've just imprinted the Castor logo and the Rangers badge on it. A brown school jumper.
Oh so, wow, good.
Tremendous.
I mean, they're trying it. They're trying it. It's kind of.
That's it. Aye. You don't. It's a trial and error thing, isn't it? But you'd think just because that's why everybody was so surprised because like, who the fuck are Castor?
I know.
Rangers is a massive club. Do you know what I mean?
Like, I was going to try and say that Castor in a Scouse accent because maybe that is how it's meant to sound. But
Castor.
I'm not doing it. No, you can do it, mate. That'll be exactly how it sounds. That is exactly how it sounds.
We'll see what happens. But see, to be honest, see if it was me, I wouldn't really give a fuck if you what a shirt that looks the same. Do you know what I mean? Kinda. It's a wee bit different, isn't it? But it is funny.
It is funny, and they should know. Maybe what's his name? The guy on Sports Direct hasn't gave the sales figures through. And like say, this is how much we sell. So do that and go above it because it's a really nice tap. Maybe they've not got that. Maybe they've not got the money. Maybe they can't produce that. Maybe they're just
get a 25 million deal with Rangers. I'm pretty sure they can afford to fucking print labels on the same T-shirt.
It's probably paid in 10 years. It's probably paid in instalments. low instalments.
Aye. I know.
Right. So will we leave football behind for a wee while? Or
do you want to
do the? Well, that's more computer things, isn't it?
Aye.
Do that then. Do that later. Why talk about David Blaine?
Weird, don't you?
Do you remember watching David Blaine Street Magic as a wee guy?
Aye. I watched him on YouTube the other day as well. We loved them.
Did you?
Aye.
Pure what? How bad was the quality of him? Was it really poor?
Terrible, aye.
Aye, I can imagine.
Still amazing, but...
Aye, he's... Jink, Dynamo is a poor man's... Can you hear the man, aye?
Aye.
I'll nip up, get you a 99.
99, it's now 199.
Aye, I know. Hey, stop being ding-ding-a-ling. Thanks, mate. I'm trying to remember what I was saying there. Aye, Dynamo's a poor man's David Blaine. Or he is a good magician.
I was going to say, I think he's probably on, maybe not on par, I don't know. He's a very good magician, but because David Blaine does all these mental things, it's no magic, it's just training his body to do something. It's extreme stunts, isn't it?
Aye, no, the minute you started, you hummed, I thought, I've said something, I've not really put it right, but you're right. He does like mad accelerating, well, maybe not accelerating, but sits in an ice cube for how many hours, days?
48 hours or something, 2 days, wasn't it? Something like that.
Buries his cell, and did he bury his cell? I know he was talking about that.
Bury cell, he was buried alive, he was in like a glass coffin, and I think it was in New York.
No, was that when he dangled down the Thames?
No.
Dangled down the Thames for 30 days?
No, that was when he was in that big box.
Aye, hanging down the Thames, aye.
Aye. So, he was buried alive, technically, for a week, with just water. Aye. That's good, but not as good as what... How what? Hungry?
Aye.
I don't know, man. I think you would probably reach a point where you're just like...
You're no longer hungry?
Aye. Like, see that sometimes, like, see if I go like 4 hours without having food, and I say, I'm starving, and then it gets to that point where I wait, and then, I know, should probably say that, should we? Just say, I'm a wee bit hungry.
Aye, that's what I say to you. You're not starving, the Waynes in Africa are starving, and then you feel pure guilty, and then you go and put that big pizza in the oven and that sort of stuff.
And then while the pizza's cooking, I have a packet of pickled onion and a gold bar while I'm waiting the pizza cooking.
Oh, a Whisper Gold?
Whisper Golds are alright. Prefer just a normal Whisper, to be fair. But,
no, I like a Whisper Gold better than a normal Whisper.
What were we talking about? I've completely forgot. Oh, David Blaine.
David Blaine and being hungry.
Talking about gold biscuits and pizzas. David Blaine. So obviously, the reason I probably thought about him is because he's got a new one coming up on the 31st of August. He wants to float up to 25,000 feet.
If you've seen the movie Up, that's what he's wanting to do.
Aye.
Baby balloons. Is it the balloons thing though, or is he getting up in a hot air balloon? Because when Joe Rogan and him were talking about it, I didn't quite get it.
I know. So he's not getting. It's not a hot air balloon. I think he said he wants to take off, obviously holding it. Oh, Siri's trying to.
Siri, mate, that's like. Remember my phone was doing that.
That's weird, isn't it?
My phone was doing it.
Government are listening to me. But so he wants. I think he's obviously going to take off holding the balloons. That's the whole point. And then I don't know if there's like a carriage that he's going to get in.
So you think he'll get up so high, and then he'll.
I think he said 1,000 feet. He wants to get to 1,000 feet, and then he'll put his parachute on, and he'll do whatever. But he wants to reach 25,000 feet. Like I said, if he can reach that, that'll be amazing. Aye, that's the dream. But it's fucking nuts, isn't he? Like,
he's had this idea for something like 9 years. You were saying.
Aye. And he got it drawn up or something. Somebody drew like a picture, and
then he just ended up going to YouTube and went, "Can I do this?" And they're like, "Aye, if you want."
Did you see the? Obviously, he was on Joe Rogan last week, and he done the thing with the dice. He done a few tricks, obviously, when he was on the podcast. Did you see the thing with the dice?
I didn't see the dice ban. It was wild, but he was just talking about the boy who learned for 9 or 10 or 15 years how to roll dice a certain way. And
aye,
he just
travels in the world. Is it craps or cracks or whatever the fuck you call it? Crabs.
Aye.
Craps, that's what it is. Crabs, fucking crabs.
Because it's all about crapping yourself and bottling it before you might get your number. It's like it's not like a gold
I've never understood it, to be fair.
Yeah, I am certainly no expert.
But they done this thing with the dice. So he took the dice out of his pocket. He's like, I've actually got a dice with me, obviously. And it's just a normal thing to carry.
I believe home without my dice, my packet of cards, and my big piercing, I think he pierced my arm.
But we'll go into that. But
talk about that.
The dice, he basically tells you Rogan he's like, right, shake the dice in your hands like this, and then you want to, so there's a table, you want to put it down flat so I can't see the dice. He's like, I pick a number between 1 and 6. Joe Rogan's like, 5, and he's like, oh, 5's a number, and he related it to something else, and he went, but that's a 4. And he done that as a 4. He's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, Joe Rogan's like, can you do it again? And he's like, probably no, but whatever. So he does it again anyway, and he's like, pick a number. And he said 5, and he's like, there you go, it's 5. Does that, it's 5 again. Joe Rogan's like, fucking get that voodoo shit away from me. Like.
Aye, the shit he sold, didn't he?
Aye.
They were talking about him. They were talking about him a few episodes before.
Aye, I listened to that, that's right, aye. I feel as if they were kind of slating him a wee bit on it.
They were, 100%.
Calling him a fucking weirdo and...
fake, aye. But, no, that guy's a freak. Call him a freak.
Aye, that's what it was.
He is a freak, but... The thing through the arm, that's no... I'm not into that.
Why did he do that?
I fast forward did that. Just...
And then, did you see the bit, and you might have fast forwarded past it, but when he started putting the ice pick through, and then he was like, oh, stop, and he pulled it out, and he peeled on that, and he was like, I just hit a nerve. Like, as if it was nothing. Like, oh, I just hit a nerve there.
He's so calm. I think he's just such a calm person. Did you see the bit with the frog and all?
Aye, that was disgusting, man. See, he got salmonella twice. The first 2 times he done it, he got salmonella.
He's got an immunity to it. What? Why would you? What's salmonella like? Have you ever had it?
Nah, I've never had it. It's just food poisoning, isn't it, pretty much? But
that's exactly what it is, I just don't know how you can grow an immunity to it.
Yeah, you can get it for eggs and stuff,
eggs, undercooked chicken, stuff like that.
Right. Anyway, but he's definitely... I think he's one of the kind of guys that he'll live till he's like fucking 130 or something. But he's just...
If he can get his heart... He said he got his heartbeat down to...
38. He's resting heart rate, wasn't it?
No, 5 beats a minute or something like that. Was at one point doing the ice thing.
Right.
He said he asked somebody the time and they're like, at 4:01.
Oh, that's right, aye.
And he said, I'm going to wait, I'm going to look about, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to wait. And then he asked somebody again, he's like, it must have been an hour. I went, time, and they went, 4, either 3 or 2. He's like, it's only been a minute. He's like, that's enough.
No.
Time has not... Time's freezing. It's frozen in time.
That's next level stuff, and that's like severe composure to do something like that. How like mental strength. You know what I mean? I sit and, as I say, I can't watch more than 15 minutes of a football game sometimes without getting impatient. Never mind sitting in a block of ice to just watch nobody Weird.
I'm trying to remember the one that he said he didn't want to show up, but he got too cocky.
Aye,
So
what
I
was
got
that
too
again?
cocky and thought I could just do it, and I was hoping I would have prompted you, like you would have remembered when I said.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
I said to him, "Don't bring this up," because I was just too cocky. I just totally regretted it, even thinking that I could do it.
Aye.
When you go,
I was going to say the biggest one was the hold his breath for me. Like that, he held his breath for 17 minutes 2 seconds or something like that.
How calm was he when he's like, just held it till I blacked it.
Aye. See when he first, did you see the footage? I watched the TED Talks, and he was talking about how he held his breath and how he trained himself and whatever. And so that was his second attempt, like live. So he done it in it was a big square. It wasn't Times Square, but it was like a big square somewhere in America. And he was in the tank.
There's hundreds of squares there in America. One of these squares.
One of the squares. And basically, he failed at it. So what happened was, he was explaining when you have any sort of physical exertion, it uses all the oxygen. So he's like, you need to keep still, don't move. Anyway, I think he started moving at this point, and it was like 7 minutes 15 seconds. He starts convulsing like really bad, and you can see the footage. And he's like, and then he ends up blacking out, but he's strapped in, so he blacks out underwater, and people have to dive in and fucking untie him and bring him up, and then he goes and does it again. Bizarrely enough, but that was, see, listening to that, you should watch the TED Talks, or anybody who's listening to this, watch the TED Talks. It's unbelievable.
To go on a TikTok, you had to be like an entrepreneur or a creator, or not just a guy who punishes himself. Aye.
I don't know, but it was definitely posted by TED, like the YouTube channel TED. So, and it was done in front of an audience, so I'm assuming it's a TED Talk. But so the thing that he talks about in that was like the whole process here, how he trained his body, and he got, what was it? He used to sleep in a hypoxic tent every night, and it replicates sleeping at an altitude of 15,000 feet. And he slept like that for about a year or something, like ridiculous. But what he was saying was, like, he went through the process of when he done it on the Oprah Winfrey show. That's when he got the record, the one that he done. Really? So basically, when he went, he said he had everything planned. Obviously, thinking, right, I'm not going to exert myself, I'm not going to move, going to do it. I'm planned, I'm ready. So he says he goes in, and there's this big dome, obviously the water in it, all filled up, and he gets to. He puts the suit on, like a wetsuit. He says, but the suit's too buoyant, so you're just going to float right to the top. So what they've done is they've put straps or like things at the bottom to put his feet in. But he says, but I didn't know this. So he's went there, and know that way when you're trying to hold on to something, you need to kind of do that with your toes to hold on. So straight away he's thinking, well, I need to exert myself now. I'm going to be, so I'm going to be using oxygen. And he says they also put a heartbeat monitor to the side of the dome, and you can hear every time a heart was beating. He was going beep beep, like really loud. So he had got his resting heart rate down to 38 for that thing. Wow. And he said from minute one, his heart rate was 120, and it just kept rising and rising because he was panicking, and he was thinking, I need to calm down, and he was just getting worse and worse and worse. So he got to 8 minutes, and he's thinking, right, he's really struggling. He's like, right, I'm going to need to pass out here. So Oprah's put an hour by for me to do this, obviously to do the thing. Hopefully he does it, then we'll come out and talk to him and blah blah blah. So he's like, right, we're only 8 minutes in, I'm going to need to just pass out here and at least give them something to watch.
Talk about.
Do you know what I mean? Aye, rather than just coming out and failing. So it gets to 8 minutes, he's thinking, right, I'm just going to fail, fuck it, I'm just going to pass out and whatever. So it gets to like 12 minutes or 11 minutes, and his fingers and toes start going all tingly and like numb. Oh. And basically he knows, and I can't remember the name of this whole process, but basically when something like that happens, all your blood rushes for basically anywhere to protect all your vital organs.
It goes to extremities to your vital organs.
So that happened. So then he gets to minute 12 or 13, and he's like, I start getting these like really bad chest pains. No, sorry, my arm goes numb, my left arm goes numb. And he's thinking, fuck, am I having a heart attack here? Like, he knows that's a telltale sign of having a heart attack. Minute 13 or 14, and then he gets really bad chest pains, and he's like, He's like, they all start laughing because he's like, I had the urge to breathe. And you're like, well, you've been on your breath for 15 minutes. Of course you have. But anyway, so he's getting really bad pains, his chest, his stomach, whatever. So the record at the time was 16 minutes, 31 seconds. And he got to, he's like, I took my feet out. I basically think I'm going to black out. I can feel myself ready to pass out. So he releases his feet. The buoyancy of the suit takes him to the top, but he keeps his head under. And there's people there, like, prodding him ready to take him out. So he says, I'm just sitting there, and I all of a sudden just hear this big, loud noise. And then he's like, looks up and everybody's cheering. And then he looks at the time and it was like 16:32. And he's like, oh, fuck, I've done it. Like, and then he held it again for another 30 seconds, and that was the whole story.
Oh, so didn't take his heat out of the water, he just went like that? Like,
aye.
The water a wee bit.
Mental, eh? But see, we was talking about it, like, it's just, why do you want to do that yourself, man?
I reckon this one, the one he's going to do, seems quite interesting. Like,
I hope he doesn't.
I couldn't see myself doing it by any means, but all the things that he's done, like standing in an ice cube, buried alive, dangled out of Thames, holding his breath for that length of time. Really interesting, really pushing the body as far as it can go. But this seems like it'll be quite cool to watch and get up, holding onto balloons and a bit more entertaining. And
aye, see for me,
dying still.
I know what kind of, don't want to say worries me because I don't know the guy. You know what I mean? But he's got a 9-year-old daughter, right? And I'm like, why are you fucking? Aye, but why are you doing that to yourself when you? Because you could die like in about 100 different ways.
He could have already died. Aye. So many jumps with no insurance and
aye, 500 jumps to get his pro jumping license or something like that.
Just his license, aye.
I
don't know. I just think he feels like it's the only way he can make money now. Maybe I don't know. Or he just got a mad passion for.
Maybe it's dried up. Aye.
Just to pay the bills, mate. Aye.
He's like card tracking. Everybody's like, fuck off, mate. I've seen it before. Like.
Davey, enough, mate.
Put your cards away, Davey.
Aye, sit down, shut up. Eat some of that glacier there. Do you like Darren Brown?
Aye, I do actually.
You had a remember last weekend, eh?
Oh fuck, so he did.
It was last weekend. I didn't see it. I wish I never brought it up now, but I really like him. I really like him.
I like him. Brilliant. He's good. Did you ever see the one he done? And it was like he was convinced. He was like hypnotising people to think that they had to kill somebody. No, sorry, it was to see if somebody would actually go through and do it.
Convince somebody. Aye.
That was brilliant. That was really good. That was interesting.
That was a Channel 4 special. He gets somebody to do it. I noticed the spoilers. A bit late, but
it was out a couple of years ago, so tough.
He explains it all. I think that's what's quite good about it. He explains how he got the person to do it. Just asking a wee favour, like, could you move that? Asking a bigger favour, just constantly, just slowly but surely. So there you go. If you want to get somebody to murder somebody, just ask them for a cup of tea.
Then take the
bins out.
You're
washing. Maybe drive your car to somewhere and then get them. And that's you. No court's going to go, he said to me to do it.
No, I know. But that was mental. Speaking about interesting people, do you like Steve Jobs? Know that you know him, but you're interested in it. You ever seen the film?
Was it? No, I've never seen the film. I know that doesn't mean I don't like him, but I think he's quite an interesting guy. Apparently he was a pure tyrant, though, wasn't he? Apparently pure overworked people. And
I think he was a bit of a dick guy. But I watched the film. The film wasn't too great. It was good, but I wouldn't watch it again. But I seen a thing the other day, and it was like his like almost, it wasn't his last words, so wasn't he just when he knew he was dying and said this big fancy quote, but one of his last things he ever said. Wait there, I'm going to screen share this.
Right. Get it right, mate.
I'm going to screen share it, mate.
Screen share it?
I'm going to screen share it so I can.
Wow, you're really bringing the podcast to new levels, Gavin.
I know.
Gav does everything. Gav does all the work in this podcast. He writes up everything. He makes sure that I'm
shut up, still bring yourself down. So this is it here, right? So a big long quote, but then these were the main points that I kind of took for it. So I'll read it for people so that obviously I'm pretty sure people can read it when they're watching it, but if you're listening...
Gavin.
People listening, we need to...
Cover all bases.
Exactly. So basically he said, as we grow older, and hence why we slowly realise that, and then he's getting bullet points, right? So wearing a $300 watch or a $30 watch, they both tell the same time. Whether we carry a $300 or $30 in a wallet or handbag, the amount of money inside is the same. whether we drive a $150,000 car or $30,000 car, the road and distance the same, and we get to the same destination. We drink a bottle of water of $300 or $10 of wine, the hangover's the same. Where the house we live in is 300 or 3,000 square feet, loneliness is the same. And I was like, that's so cool, isn't it?
Okay, that's really interesting. Cool.
And it's true.
It is so true, but it's easier to say when you're deathbed, when you've had all the money and all that. It is easy to say.
Aye, don't get me wrong, I'd still rather be a millionaire, I mean.
Aye, you'd love to experience both sides of it. Like, you'd love to see,
but
it's like, but no, it is. It's quite I wouldn't say humbling. Like, I'm not humbled by it, but to him, on his deathbed, or no, literally his last words, but at some point he said this. He must have been thinking a hell of a lot. Must have been contemplating life a fair bit.
I think it's good for people who maybe have a lot of money or carry get a lot of single parents and stuff that really struggle. See, when you see stuff like that, it kind of goes, aye. But
it's no as bad as. I think there's a guy, Gary V. He's like an entrepreneur, and he's a kind of motivational speaker. He says that a lot of, see how like Steve Jobs' kids or Bill Gates' kids or these people who are super successful, their kids end up with like depression, Nepals, like really weird because
they're alienated from the real world, aren't they? They're taking away,
and they've got this like paranoia about people wanting to be their pals because they're really wealthy, and I don't feel for them. But I do a wee bit. It's not very nice, but
I know what you mean, but it's a difficult one.
It was Bill Gates goes to the same restaurant as his daughter one night. No, one night. Within a week, Bill Gates' daughter goes, has a meal, and tips the guy $50. Bill Gates goes a few days later, tips the guy $5. Right. And he's like, oh, your daughter was here and she tipped me a lot more. And he went, well, my daughter's not worked a day in her life. But I've had to work to get where I'm, and I'm just going to flitter it away, tipping people.
Aye.
Well, that's fair enough. That's the difference between somebody who's earned it and somebody who's been given it.
Definitely. Aye. Just what was a wee interesting thing that I seen.
Going to
bring that up anyway. Another wee question I want to ask you. See, I was talking about this last night to a mate. I was there seeing him, and we talked about like music and how it affects your mood, and if you ever been kind of a wee bit down or annoyed about something, and you ever listen to a song, you feel a wee bit better.
Find yourself singing it.
Aye. So, wee question for you: if you are feeling a wee bit down, like you've had your phone call, you're going back to work tomorrow, and you're like, oh shit, man, I've been off for 6 months. If you had to put one song in to give you a wee spruce up, what would it be?
No song is ever going to spruce up. I like me and we go to watch the Trolls movie a lot.
Right.
Have you seen the Trolls movie? No.
No. I
don't imagine you would be. You're 20s, no kids, hundreds of tiny ones. You should watch that. You should watch that. Get your nephew in.
I quite like animated films, but like see like Hotel Transylvania and stuff like that.
I've not watched that. Is that any good?
Oh, I've no. That's brilliant. I watch that. Do you like it?
I can't believe that you've not watched the Magic School Bus before. That was a wee part of my childhood. Not many people I know have watched that.
Never.
I got her.
Anyway, what's your song?
Anyway, a song would be the Get Back Up Again song for Trolls. It's a pure catchy wee song.
Right, and is it a Trolls original song, or did somebody?
No. It's part of the movie.
All right, that's
I'm not going to sing it for you. It's not something that I would go. Oh, pure like that, but
he's a wee rendition.
Get back up again. That's just that's what it's about as well. Getting back up and just seize the day. It's a cool wee song, mate. I find myself singing it every now and then.
That's good.
But I don't listen to a lot of music anymore. I don't.
No, you were music daft.
I know I used to be really big with music, but I don't know. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to my Hamish and Andy podcast, and
I
heard a lot of Joe Rogan, and what was the other ones I was listening to? James Smith. I don't know why I'm just became a mad weirdo. All days listening to podcasts. Open goal and all.
I was expecting you to say something like. I was definitely expecting you to say Ed Sheeran or Drake or something. Nothing you want to say like.
No,
Castle on the Hill.
He's got new music out and all that, and I've just not listened to it. Just
nah.
Don't know, mate. What about you? What you going to? What you going? I'm pure upset because I need to start training again.
Same boat, mate. Nothing's ever going to do it, but probably say Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen.
Really?
I think I'm probably only saying that because I watched the film Bohemian
The
Rhapsody
movie?
about 2 weeks ago, and it was fucking amazing. And I
Was it
forgot
really
how.
good? Aye.
Oh, brilliant! But probably my top 3 films.
Wow, that good.
Aye, so good.
Is that because
So
you
good.
you like that music for that kind of age?
I'm into like 70s, 80s. Aye.
Is that why you liked it so much? Or it is just genuinely a good movie?
See, to be fair, like, I wasn't a pure big Queen fan. I liked a few of their songs, but then see during the movie, like you forget some of the songs, and you're like, oh man, I forgot that was them that sang that. So I've been listening to Queen like constantly. So I think that's probably why I'm still say that now. Because every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, it's amazing.
That's a pure good movie. Did ever play any of the old gigs like they were like, recorded live? You know, on YouTube, if you go and look up Queen and the live gigs, unbelievable, man.
That's see the film. So the film's like it was 2 hours 15 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and my better half,
nice, good save.
We were so we watched it. We put it on at like I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock at night or something. So got to finished about 11:15, right? And we're sitting there, and we had a couple of glasses of wine, and you know, we were like, that was so good, man. Like, see when you watch a film and it's like 2 hours in, you're thinking, oh my god, like just finish. Like, but I genuinely didn't look at the time, didn't look at my phone, just
really,
just, oh, it was
pure engrossed, that. Aye.
And then I'll not tell you the end scene, right, because it'll ruin it.
Aye, don't be a spoiler. Aye.
No, but we then went on and watched them did a Live Aid concert,
right?
And that's so in the film, like he just found out he had. So that's common knowledge. He found out he was diagnosed with HIV. He was HIV positive. Everybody knows that, didn't they?
Aye.
So he had just found out before that show, and then he goes on, and it's almost as if he thinks, I'm going to die, I'm just going to have the best show in my life. And it was amazing, man. We watched the whole thing. It was only like 20 minutes or something, or half an hour. But we then went on that, and then we were watching like all his interviews and all that with Freddie Mercury to see how good the actor done it, and it was amazing. Good night.
Good night. I can't believe it's been 11, man. I can't keep my eyes open past 10.
I think we stayed up till like 2 in the morning watching all these videos.
No, I've not seen 2 in the morning unless I'm up with Wayne. I've not seen that.
You've seen 2 in the morning after a few of the podcasts, that's for sure.
Oh, aye, we have. Aye. We've been a bit more sensible these days. It's good.
We are,
changing my lifestyle.
On the water, aye.
And the H2 as well. Where do we go for here? Well, I'm going to just quick on it, touchly. That's what I was going to say. My God, man. Touch on it quickly. Ashley Banjo will be taking Simon Cowell's seat. He'll be...
Because he broke his back.
Because he got his whole back. I mean, that is no longer fake news, in it? Because Simon Cowell loves coming in and doing the X Factor and being a main man.
Aye.
He's definitely hurt himself.
Definitely. Do you think Ashley Banjo will have like a wee earpiece in and Simon's like that? Say no.
Aye, say no. I swear to God, you better be a wee arsehole here, because that's my job. I swear to God. Tell me he was shite. Tell him he's a worthless piece of crap. Ashley Banjo gets up and does a wee dance and goes, yes. I think it's the semi-finals in it, so he's just it's on. No, I haven't watched. I don't even know if it's his own.
So he doesn't need to make judgment calls. That's all right.
Has the X Factor been?
No idea, mate.
See for us doing a podcast, I know nothing about it when it comes to current events.
We write down subjects and then talk about it, and we don't know how to talk about it.
And I know nothing about it. Aye, look, the second people have asked, does the X Factor still exist? That's how big the X Factor's been this year. I've watched some of the Voice. Do you like the Voice? No.
I don't tend to watch them. I'll never watch them live, but I see if I go to YouTube and I'll watch like trending ones, so I can see the good ones, the really good ones.
I think everybody in the Voice is very, very good.
I've heard a few shiters, to be fair.
Have you? I've not heard any people. No, I've heard.
I've only ever watched it live a couple of times. I think I've watched it. My mum's and my brothers and stuff like that. Maybe if they've had it on, but some of them are rank rotten.
Definitely the Voice, but aye.
100% the Voice, aye. Well, Big Will I Am, swivel chair, aye, that's the Voice in it.
Tom Jones wasn't on it this year, was he? Oh, I don't know.
He's a fair age, I know.
I've been doing a rabbit hole that.
Big rabbit hole.
Aye.
Big rabbit.
What we've got 3 quit. We'll talk about COD, because I feel like that's a lie.
Not a lie, mate.
I feel like it's a lie. You explain it, and I'm going to quickly have a look
So Call of Duty, I don't know who released it, if they released it or whatever, but they've basically come out and they make on average 2.4 million per day, and that's solely on physical purchases in the game. So like there's a thing called Battle Pass you can buy and all that kind of stuff.
So this isn't, because I found the article.
Right.
Now Call of Duty is making a ridiculous amount of money. A staggering £2.4 million. That is pounds.
Oh, pounds is it? I thought it was dollars.
This is in Lad Bible, so it's got to be true. They are, if you're going to get any news, that's where you need to go for it.
Aye, come here first and then go there.
Aye. We might get it, we might cover it, we might know, but at least you've listened. Do you think that they make this just on online purchases?
Aye, because I said physical purchases of in-game features or something like that.
Aye, £2.4 million per day from physical purchases and online transactions. So it's both.
Right.
Both. So they're doing people buying the game plus all the online. Because I wonder what that Fortnite makes, man. We were meant to talk about it last week, weren't we?
Why? Because Apple and Google.
Apple and Google are suing them because they're meant
Fortnite. Fortnite are suing them, sorry. Fortnite are suing them. Because they're taking off the App Stores.
I think everybody's suing everybody on that. Because in 2009, Fortnite brought in revenues of 1.8 billion. Building? I can't even talk, man. I'm better at this half cut than sober.
That's why you need to
have a few beers. 1.8 billion. There you go.
A game,
but when
for
it comes
a free
to
game,
a free game. And see, you buy in it, it's no, like we Call of Duty, you can buy better guns and with the battle pass things that you get enhanced and attachments in it. None of that. You either buy a dance move, a skin, an outfit. What else can you buy?
That's fucking nuts, isn't it?
Like your gun can be like a Pepsi can, the colour of a Pepsi symbol. Like, I don't know if you can actually buy something like that, but any gun you have will be like a red, white, and blue sort of thing. And what's that? You can buy the thing that you use to get materials to build things. That can be
basically just Sims with guns in it.
Maybe a wee bit. Can't build a fancy house. You can't build like a toilet and that.
Never fancied that, to be fair.
I prefer that to COD, man. I feel like COD's too hard. COD's too hard. I don't have the time to invest in getting good at a game that everybody's already good at. I had a wee bit of head start.
I'm not good at it, mate.
But either soon, because Apple are meant to get something like 30% of all purchases on that platform. Google are meant to get a percentage yet. But Fortnite, I think, what's it called? Who's the company that own it? Anyway, they cut out that. They've done a direct payment.
Right.
So that's why everybody's took a wee bit of a huff and they've took it off their platform, because Apple only making any money off it. It's a free game that people are downloading and playing. And if you buy it and with that app,
I just go
Apple
straight
and Google aren't getting any cut off it. So what's the point in having it if you can't make any money off it?
Aye, that's true. And then obviously they're just kicking back because they're wanting as many people to have it.
For taking us down, and it's just a wee tip.
I'm sure there'll be something in somebody's contract somewhere that says fucking
we need to make money off this, and so show me the money.
Aye.
Show me the money. Since we're on the computer games, we'll go back to football briefly, just for a bit of nostalgia. What was your favourite ever FIFA? What's your favourite if you go, oh, that was the best FIFA, that was the best year?
I've got to say that you're
a wee bit younger than me, so I think you're going to say the same one, to be honest, but
I've kind of got two answers for this, right? I always think the newest one's the best one because I like it being realistic and stuff. But if I think back to one that I remember, I don't know what year it would have been. Maybe 2002, I think it might have been.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. 98 for me. 98, FIFA 98 was the best one.
I remember my brother still playing that, but I think I was probably a bit young. I can't remember what. I think it was 2002. The way I remember it, right? I remember Alan Thompson. I remember playing with Alan Thompson in Celtic, taking a free kick, and it was the year where there was a wee circle, and you could put it anywhere, and it would go directly in it. So you would score every free kick everywhere on the pitch.
I think 98 was a square. They didn't have the capacity to make it a circle. And it would move about.
Right, okay.
So you would press shoot once, and the square would stop there. And an RB square, it was dotted about the goal.
The power thing?
No. So a red square here, and then you had to move it about and get the green square and the red square, and it would go in. It wasn't a complicated game back then.
No.
I've wrecked the place. And I think that was the year you could play for full 45 minutes. You could play the full 90 minutes if you wanted to. And I think they had 5 asides in that one as well.
I probably would
so
remember it.
You think the best every year, the best, like, so the FIFA coming out, you think it'll be better than the FIFA before? Have you never been disappointed with it?
I've been disappointed maybe once or twice, but then I think I've got pure game rage, right? So FIFA's taking me a while to get used to it. I'm like, fucking hell, if somebody scores or if I get beat, this game's shite. Aye. So I've probably said a good few comments.
How did he miss that? I should have happened.
I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. There was one that came out and it was pretty much just the exact same as the year before. But they'd done a wee couple of, and that's pretty much what they do now. They just tweak it because it's got so good. You just need to tweak it. You don't need to. But I just look. I like things being realistic. So I like all the new, like the exact strips, the new balls, all the new boots. I just love stuff like that. So
have you never liked PES then?
I used to play that. I didn't used to play FIFA.
Did you?
Really?
Because that's only recently started to be proper strips and proper names. It used to be like London White and London Red.
Well, that's the thing, right? So we had, I don't know what console it would have been. It must have been the PlayStation 1 or it must have been PlayStation 2. That me and my brother had. My brother got this thing off eBay, and it was like one of the, it was like a memory card, memory sticks, and then you could put it in, and somebody had taken all the time to redo everybody's strips, all the real names for everything. So it was like playing with all the real teams.
With everybody with the real names,
so that was brilliant. That was amazing. But then that's why I don't like Pro, because I'm like, who the like Glasgow Green, and you're like, no, they're Celtic. Like, just no, it just annoys me.
Just name them.
It's going to be a bit of a bidding war here, I think, though, because Barcelona's licensing rights, they don't have like the new camp and stuff because they're Pro Evo, and Juventus this year is the first year there's not been a licensed team in it. So Juventus are called Piemonte Cali or something. Well, I just don't play Juventus then.
When you play them in Champions League, they'll be pure good. This is going back even further. LMA Manager. I used to love that game. I didn't. Champ Man's too much. Again, too much.
I prefer Champ Man.
I can imagine you would. But I just didn't. It's so difficult. Just so hard. It's just a lot of time. I think if you need to have a lot of patience for that. LMA was quite easy. Just you signed the players, and then I didn't play it for like 4 years. And then I went back to it because now players 4 year on. I wonder if he's as good as he's going to be, and I can get it cheap.
I think the thing, I don't play. I've not played Champ Man in years and years and years. I think it's just because I'm too impatient, so I want to play the game. Do you know what I mean? Have something to do rather than just setting up a team and you have no control of what happens, kind of thing. But they're good. But I would always be a FIFA person, like sticking to actually playing it.
You playing the actual game. Sometimes it gets boring, man.
Do you ever remember a game called Red Card?
No, but all my pals have spoken about that before as well. I don't.
Unbelievable. It was just a fake. It was like a fake. It was fake teams and that was, or it was like countries or something. I don't think there was no real players or anything. It was basically the aim of the game was to get a red card, right? Or you couldn't get a red card, I don't think, because you would never follow the ball. You wouldn't have, like, if you had the ball. Now, like in FIFA, you can like shuffle. You can press fucking L1, R1. It does all these different things. Every button was a different kick or a punch so you're basically just
punch.
or a headbutt or something.
It's like Tekken meets football.
Pretty much. That's a good way to put it. So it was a bit crazy, but I loved that game, man.
That's just a pure piss take, and it probably done really well. Probably sold like millions of copies.
I remember
because it was a funny game.
I remember playing it. There was like a wee community centre thing that I used to go to when I was younger, and they had a good setup. So they had like loads of PlayStations and Xbox and that, so everybody would go in and play and whatever. I remember playing it in there, and then I remember like pestering the mum to get me it. And I think we went. It was Morrison's, so it must have been like Safeway at the time. or something to go in and get in this game. Brilliant.
Wow, that's a right fullback, isn't it?
That is aye. So cheers, Margaret.
Cheers, FPL captain. Right, this is the last question. You've had a long time to think about it.
Mate, I've not even thought about it enough, so I'm going to.
Should have been. I mean, we've not really went into. Your
too
brain
busy
hasn't
thinking.
worked that hard. So, what is the silliest thing you've ever bought? Right,
I need to go to you first, man, because I don't know.
So I've got two. One was quite recently. This is what made me think about it. So see how like a can of juice. Seen this ad, right? I seen this ad on Instagram. I thought that's amazing. So see how like the top of your can of juice.
Aye.
I bought this thing you put on top of it and you twist it, and I don't know why, right? But it takes this metal bit off and leaves you with like you can put things in the can. I thought that's a good idea because sometimes I drink a can of juice and it all fizzes up in my mouth and I'm like, can't really drink it properly.
Right.
And also they had like cans of beer. It'd be good to drink your beer a wee bit quicker. And if you wanted like to put any sort of alcohol or anyway, nevertheless, I bought it at
strawberries.
So, strawberries. I mix up a wee bit. So it came and it just doesn't work. And I went to try and find who sold me on Amazon. And I can't find them. It just went missing, like as if
somebody sold you a big rubber or something, didn't
they? I wish I had it here with me actually, because I think I threw it in the bin because it was just really frustrating trying to use it.
Shite, aye.
The other thing I bought was a GoPro, and I have no idea what this GoPro is now. I think I spent like $500 on it in this new year.
Alright. But that's got some footage on it, I know.
I don't know what it is. Somebody's either got it and enjoying themselves with it. It's no, because I've emptied everything out my mum's. I don't know where it's went. It would have been good
That's
to
a shame, man.
everybody. I know. So that's one. I think that the wee can opening thing was like £4. So that the GoPro hurts a wee bit more. I think. Don't know.
Good answers.
I mean, it's the silliest thing. Surely you bought some stupid shit early years.
I can't think. The only thing, I don't really buy random stuff, to be honest. But probably I remember buying a. That's just how lazy I was, right? Well, to be fair, I wasn't lazy. So I had a knee operation, right, about 7 years ago or something, and I was in bed for weeks and weeks. So
see if it's a bell, I'll be reading. See if you bought a bell.
I've got one in here as well. So I just get a wee ring when I need a beer.
Come on now. That's it. Come on, focus.
Right, so my bed in my mum's it was a metal bed, right? But it had like poles along it, so it wasn't like a headboard. It just had like big poles and stuff.
Metal poles.
Aye. So I bought this device or whatever you would call it that you can put your phone in it, and it's like see like this. You know, on the mic, see this bit?
Right.
It's like that. So basically, your phone is if your phone held here, and then you could manipulate it and like attach it to stuff.
Manipulate it. Oh, you go. You could move it. Manipulate.
No, you can move it.
Pure fancy words.
Sound like fucking Hugh Keevins.
What's the thing? Like a contortionist. I can contort it this way.
So you basically, so it meant when you were lying in your bed that I could attach it to the bed and just have my phone in front of me. It was a pure shitter. It was a massive fail.
Was it?
You used to just do that and then it would go and just shite. Probably that.
So that's good. That's good. I didn't expect you to come up with it in the way you were talking. I didn't think you were going to come up with it.
The last minute thing.
Wasn't it a last minute thing? You've had all this time to think about it.
Just before you press record, like, Gav, what's this stupid thing? Back, I'll ask you later, just deal with it. All right.
Aye. I know. But no, this was good. This was longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would have been half an hour and that would have been us done.
About 2 hours or something, is it?
Aye, thereabouts.
That's a bit early. See, to be fair, we said in the last podcast when we were in the office, you said, oh, it's just been going for like ages. It was only an hour and a half.
I know.
I think it's because we took a wee break in between, remember? A wee break. And the beer opening break. But aye, it was good, mate.
It was good, mate. Now, we need guests. We need to get... imagine many people are going to come this far to listen to the podcast.
Aye, they will.
Started with this. No, I know a few people will. No, the loyalists. The loyalists. Don't say that.
Don't say that, no. The FPLs.
The loyal listeners, aye.
There we go, rescued. But I've got one lined up for next week. I just need to figure out my shifts.
Okay.
So I've not been told yet until I go in tomorrow. So once I've got that, then hopefully thingy.
Let's wrap this up.
So I'm just going to pure.
You're
talk shite,
babbling, I know. So thanks for listening, as always. Thanks for sharing it as well. People start to share it, which is lovely to see. Hopefully we'll get a bit of traction soon.
Yeah.
But no, right, take care everybody. Good night, Vienna.
Catch you later. Bye.